Hi, this is Bill Johnson, and today we're talking about Minecraft and education. Minecraft is a open world game really focused around creativity. It's kind of like Legos taken to the nth degree. It gives your students in survival mode the experience of having to plan and sort of build up, kind of almost like the old Oregon Trail games. You'll see a little bit of that here in a minute. But in creative mode is where it really shines, where it gives you access to all of the different blocks and the ability to build whatever it is your students can imagine. To get Minecraft, you just go to getminecraft.net or minecraft.net, I'm sorry, and then you can see up in the corner there we've got the bright orange Get Minecraft button. If you click on that, you'll be able to get it for the PC or the Mac at $27, so a little pricey for classroom use. Or they do also have it for iOS and Android, so if your school has a tablet lab, I believe that version's actually a little cheaper. It's the fewer features, but by and large pretty good. Or alternatively, you can go to Minecraft EDU, where you can see you can get it for about half off. And alongside that, it's in a school pack, so you have to buy so many licenses. But alongside getting it for that price, you also get their plugin, which gives you some custom blocks to control students in terms of where they can build, where they can't, where they can destroy blocks, and where they can't, as well as this really nifty info block that allows you to leave background material for your students. So if you're building like a historical landmark, for example, you got the option to do that and to have the information right there for them. Alright, and as you can see, once you get into the game, this is a little bit of what it looks like. It's actually nighttime right now, but you can see the moon, can see some of our friendly neighborhood spiders are here. And you get a few zombies and skeletons. You can disable those in the server settings if you want. Minecraft has three different ways you can play it. You can either play in survival mode, where it's you against the monsters, and perhaps you as a team even. You can see my daughter's here on the server with me playing a little bit. You can either be you against the monsters, where you have to fight to survive, starting from chopping down your first tree all the way up to building a home and mining underground and finding all kinds of fun things. And that's a great way to go and has some use in education, certainly in terms of planning, that kind of thing. There's a lot of great options there for teaching kids. But I think the real meat for education happens in creative mode, where in creative mode you're allowed to break pretty much any brick you want. You can see I'm beating up on the hill here, clearing this out. And you're also allowed to place pretty much anything you want to. So you can go ahead and clear out, and then if you bring up your inventory, you can see we've got all of the different building blocks that are actually in the Minecraft game available to us, and we can place those and build whatever we want with it. The third mode is called Adventure Mode, and actually in that mode, it's meant for a server that's already configured, where you've already made a map, and looks like I need some dirt here to fill in real quick. You've already made the map, and you want people to be able to come in and experience it, but not be able to mess with it or break it. And that limits what the user can do once they get in there. And so, for example, if you were to use this as a teacher to create a historical landmark, if you were to use it to create a virtual tour of an area that you'd like to show to your students, you'd probably want to do it in adventure mode to keep them from coming in and doing this sort of thing where you can just come through and break everything. So once you're into the game, like I said, you have a lot of options. In creative mode, you can, of course, fly on up and get the bird's eye view. You can see the sun is rising over our little Minecraft world. We've got this little island here, and we actually talked about it ahead of time, and my daughter, who's a 5th grader, and I are going to go through, and we're going to take the top of this island and build a castle in the medieval style. So give us just a few minutes. We'll probably speed up this footage when it's on the video, but want you to see what that looks like. Well, welcome back. Hopefully you can see here we have taken a few minutes and built our castle. Pretty standard medieval style. We got the motte wall. Oh, we have not finished the back wall. Let's finish that up real quick. Alright, and as we're doing this, I want to point out just how easy it is to build with Minecraft. Literally, to destroy a block, you're simply left-clicking on it, and to place a block, you're right-clicking. Use WASD to move around and space to jump, but all of that's pretty standard today for pretty much anybody who does any computer gaming, including most of your students. So it's It's really a fascinating way to go at unleashing students' creativity in ways that will enable them to build things and do things, and even things beyond what you would expect them to do. You can use it for simulation, but you can also use it in the art classroom for creativity. And part of that is also, you can see my daughter demonstrating, things like this pressure plate here. This door is triggered by the pressure plate using what's called Minecraft's redstone system, where you can create entire circuits to do fairly elaborate things. As an example here, we're at the entrance to our castle. We have our lever. If we flip the lever, we can open and close the door and deal with the skeleton in front of us, which we will boldly slay to get rid of. The creatures aren't attacking because I'm on creative mode, so they don't actually see me, but in a real game that would have actually been a very, very bad thing, as it turns out. So we can run back into safety, close the door behind us, and we are safe inside the walls of our castle. Your students can do all kinds of creative things, literally create whatever they can imagine. This is great in the art classroom, but it can also be very, very powerful in the regular classroom. Challenging students to create landmarks, to create models of things they're studying. Lots of incredible options here. In terms of disadvantages, of course, the biggest disadvantage is the cost of it. It's a little bit hard to get started looking at a classroom pack and figuring out where the funding's going to come from. Beyond that, though, I think the wider question is how do you keep your students on task? And part of that is in the server settings, which you have to manage fairly carefully. And I think the Minecraft EDU pack actually gives you some options to do that graphically rather than having to wade through configuration files. But also, I think it's going to take a teacher who's very involved in checking out what they're doing, seeing what they're doing, making sure that they're on task, and really looking and seeing what creative potential can be unleashed by allowing the students the freedom to build whatever it is they want to build with all of the available tools. Now, if it should happen that, there's just not enough available tools somehow in Minecraft, it's worth looking up the number of Minecraft mods that are out there, where you can actually, introduce true chemistry and chemical reactions to Minecraft. You can introduce gardening and a number of different vegetable farms. You can go with a more fantasy flair to it. There's even a couple mods that introduce working nuclear reactors. And you have to maintain cooling and power budgeting and find the uranium and all the other pieces. So there's a lot out there. The Minecraft community has really made it into something special, and it's certainly worth taking a look at to see if there aren't some pretty creative ways you could use it in your own classroom. So with that, thank you very much. Take care, and happy gaming.